Brought to you by DIS, keeping companies connected with cloud-based solutions. Come on, City.
Can we start with some team news, please, Connor? Have you got any fresh injury concerns for Saturday's game?
Not off the back of the last game, no. We've got through it, and everybody's fine.
What about Gareth Evans? How's he getting on? Do you have an update on him?
Yeah, well, we were hopeful that he could have been involved in some capacity in the last game, but sort of got overruled, if you like, and hopefully he's going to be available for the next game.
How much of that is a blow when you're thinking a player could be involved and then they can't?
Yeah, and it's not like because he was returning from a slight injury, it wasn't going to be where he was potentially going to be in the starting 11. So it's not a bigger blow because you can quickly fix things on the bench, and obviously we've got a really good squad as well, so that does help.
What about Billy Clark? Speaking of the bench, he's come off the bench the last couple of games after he missed the previous 4, didn't he? How close is he to a start? How's he feeling? I know we'll speak to him later as well.
Yeah, and he'll probably tell you that he's fine and he's ready to go. But again, we've just got that care and to look after him and make sure that he's getting through these games and periods of play before starting him in that team. But again, the starting 11 are performing, and he's got to wait patiently for that chance again. But he's working hard, definitely.
And forgive me if Adam asked you on Monday, but do you have any updates on Harry Pritchard, Bryce, and Lee Novak?
Harry has been to see a specialist, and sort of had some good news and bad news. The good news is that they're going to be able to sort his injury out, but the bad news is that it's going to be a period of time that he's going to be out. He's going to undergo surgery this month, which will probably put him out for the rest of the season. Bryce, he's on the pitch, as in with the physios and trying to have a speedy recovery from the last time we spoke. But again, it's not as simple, and he's got to get through certain things to be given the all clear. And Lee again is he's weeks away. So we're just assessing and monitoring the latter two.
Just going back to Harry there, obviously really disappointing for him as a player and you guys as managers. How do you manage a situation with a player like that and keep their head up almost, which what will be a challenging situation for him?
Yeah, I think the communication is key from the staff at the club, and making sure that he feels that we're there to look after him and to support him, in the good times and the bad times, and we've got to just make sure that we're in contact and seeing how he is. Yeah.
And Andy Cook, he'll be back available after being ineligible on Tuesday. Is it a case of him coming straight back into the 11, or what are your thought processes behind that?
Decision's not been made yet. Obviously we will look to Friday, Saturday to make that call. But they're both not doing themselves any harm, scoring goals and doing what they should. So it's going to be a tough decision. But I think I heard Rowy's interview about the competition being healthy and they want each other to do well. So I'm sure that whoever we pick is going to be backed by the other one.
And just sticking on the new arrivals, it's fair to say they have had a good impact, quite a lot of them as well. How much has that helped you guys as manager? These players have come in and really hit the ground running.
Yeah, it's not always as straightforward where players coming in, they settle in and they can perform, and sometimes they take time to gel and to knit with the other ones. But the ones that have come in have performed well, and some of them are starting week in, week out. So we're delighted that they've come in and managed to bed in quickly. Yeah.
After the game on Tuesday, Mark said it was similar after the Walsall game as well. You almost had to win ugly and grind out the win. He did say there were some things that you had to improve on. What are they after you've had time to analyse that?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be that kind of game because the kind of team that Mansfield are, because they're full of energy and they put pressure on the ball all over the pitch. and we knew it was going to be scrappy, and there was going to be a lot of competition for second balls and loose duels and things like that. So we anticipated that. And from our sort of standpoint, from a style of play point of view, we would have liked to maybe had more control of possession, just to try and move them better and provoke them a little bit more and sort of get them pressing, but getting it wrong, if you like. So we're breaking the press and we're attacking more space, but it wasn't to be. And again, we're on a journey that we're trying to improve the team and improve the players, but it's not as straightforward. And as long as we're seeing these things and we know how to work on them, hopefully we can improve.
Despite that, though, it must be really satisfying to get the win, despite maybe not being up to the full standard you would hope. You've still walked away with the 3 points.
Yeah, and as a team, we're thankful, for the victory. I wouldn't say we played poorly, but the game was so messy and random, and it was a bit of chaos where it was. We were resolute defensively, and we protected the right spaces. We defended as units. Our distances off each other were fantastic. So we were pleased with the victory. Yeah.
5 wins in a row. Jamie mentioned to Mark after the game on Tuesday, first time in nearly 16 years. Do you pay attention to things like that, Conor, or is it just taking things one step at a time?
I have heard it. I wasn't aware before the game. It was just a case of, that we needed to go out and win a game. Irrelevant of a record. We just got to take as many points as we can from now until the end of the season and try and build loads of momentum. So that's what we're trying to do.
And looking ahead to Saturday, you and Mark still unbeaten at Valley Parade. How important is it, albeit with no supporters still, that Valley Parade is a fortress and a really tough place for teams to come? Yeah,
it's something that as a team you want your home ground to be a place where others don't want to come, and when they arrive to the ground, they know it's going to be a tough test. And at the minute we're on a good record, and hopefully we can keep that up. It's going to be a massive test. They're in obviously fantastic form, and they're doing really well in the league, and they've got a lot of strengths. And hopefully we're going to be ready for the fight and ready for the challenges that they give to us.
3 points off the playoffs. And I was looking at the form table just before we came on. It's only Bolton who are above you in the form table. These are the games you really want to be involved in, aren't they, as a player and a manager?
I think every game is really tough, and you've got to treat them all the same. I said it earlier in the week where it doesn't matter if you're playing first, 20th, top form team, bottom form team. Every team has really good strengths, and it's going to be a massive test that I've mentioned so far. And even though we're both at the top of the form table, it means nothing. We've got to go out there and perform.
And just lastly from me, we've talked a lot about form. We talk about it a lot on our show here. We make a big deal of it. I know that probably you and Mark and the players don't really want to. How do you keep your feet grounded and the players' feet on the ground?
I think just clear messages of, nobody's ever cracked football, and nobody's ever won every game in their life and dominated every game in their life. It has a lot of tests, and we've got to keep everybody grounded and knowing that the next game is the most important. And so far we've been trying to do that, and hopefully it can continue. But again, we're ready for the challenges that football face as well.
Perfect. Thanks, Conor. Good to meet you, and good luck for Saturday.
Thanks a lot for that. Cheers.
Hi, Conor. One of the things that's been noticeable, particularly in the last 2 home games, is the number of free kicks you're giving away around the box. Although you're defending them very well, that must be somewhat of a worry to you.
Definitely an area to improve. It's not nice to keep defending balls into the box in cheap ways by giving fouls. And I think we've got to be better at, showing the play into different areas and forcing back and being a little bit more patient when they do get into our own half. And, maybe in a high pressure can be that aggressive because the ball's not going to generally come into your half from the free kick. But when you're defending your own half and around your box, you sure got to be careful, especially when you've got players in teams that can make something out of nothing from a free kick situation.
And how much have you managed to get to see of Bolton in the last few weeks ahead of the game on Saturday?
Yeah, we've seen snippets of them. We've seen other teams, etc., that have been starting. But again, they're in unbelievable form. They're confident, and they've found the way of playing, and they're playing well. And we've got to try and prepare like we would for any other game.
I suppose in a way it's like going back to when you and Mark first came in. You probably will be underdogs going into it, which you haven't been in recent games.
Yeah, I think we're underdogs, and that's fine with us. We're happy to be that, and we try and always create that mindset where we have to go and earn everything. And even in the last two games, we can happily say that our attitude and commitment has been first class, and we've got the wins.
Okay, thanks very much. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hi, Conor.
Hi there.
You were saying obviously about Bolton and the run they're on, and they play a different sort of way, don't they, to a lot of this division? It's a lot of possession-based football, and it's a very sort of different challenge for you.
Yeah, it's going to be certainly a different challenge to most teams. However, they have got that style of play of possession, but they're happy to mix it up as well, and go a little bit more direct, especially in more recent weeks. So we're going to do our homework to make sure that we try and know as much about them as we can.
As you say, and also part of their run is that they haven't conceded a goal either in the last 4 games. So again, that's that must. I mean, I think you've only conceded 2 in 5, but obviously that solid base that they've got as well, it's gonna take some breaking, isn't it?
Yeah, and as a team, when you're having clean sheets and protecting the goal well and defending well, it shows that the mentality of the squad and the team effort and the team ethic is brilliant, because it's not just the back four and the keeper; it's everybody working for the same cause. And to see them have such a good defensive record means that we're going to have to be good on our day.
And obviously, it is a big game. Two teams in great form. I mean, are you sort of noticing the different attitude within the players? I mean, you're saying about keeping the players grounded. Is that easy to do when you've got a game sort of as big as this one coming up?
I think what the players and the staff are doing well is that we're not really focusing them too much on who they are, as in treating anybody differently. We prepare the same way for every single team. Again, having a massive game like this, Bradford City against Bolton, it's probably the biggest one in the league in terms of history and things like that. And we find ourselves in form, like you've said. So for us, we just got to work hard and hopefully get the 3 points.
And obviously, I think there was a lot of expectation on Bolton before a ball had been kicked. They've taken a while to get going, but presumably you're not surprised to see them hit their stride like they have done.
No. And when you see their team, there's a lot of good players in there, a lot of threats. So we're not surprised that they're in form and they've found their way.
And two teams that probably benefit and haven't had a very good window.
Potentially, yeah, potentially.
Sorry.
Yeah, you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so
I was going to say, two who did a lot of business in January and probably very pleased with it in terms of what they, the progress since. Yeah,
obviously can't speak too much for them, but they've picked up and they've found good form, and if they think that the window's been kind to them and they've done the business well, fair play to them. For us, again, we look to strengthen the squad and we've done that, and now we are happy with what we've got, and we're looking to get even better.
Brought to you by DIS, keeping companies connected with cloud-based solutions. Come on, City!